art scene. It's going to be a hot September. I hope not temperature-wise like it was this summer, but still a hot September. A lot of things going on. We're going to be talking about the Crafts Fair, the Pink Palace Crafts Fair. This is the 40th year. But before we get to that, very appropriately, talking to a new artist, well, new artist to me, A.Williams. Welcome to Art Scene, sir.
Good to be here.
It's good to have you here. Michael is a sight-impaired artist and some fabulous stuff, and we're going to be talking about what I think is a contradiction, sight-impaired and an artist. Michael, how do you do it?
Well, yeah, I have various equipment that I utilize, as well as plenty of lighting. That's very essential as far as being able to see how to do my work. And one of the equipment that I use is called a closed-circuit TV. It's a desktop electronic magnifier. And what they do is I'm able to put my paints underneath there to see what colors they are, as well as to see where I want to do my competition, my drawing.
Well, you know, you just brought up something interesting. I was thinking, how do you see something that you want to draw, but once you've done that, you also then have to see the stuff that you're drawing with, the paint colors and everything, because your use of colors is very vibrant and alive.
It's very challenging because, again, it does take a lot of lighting. I do have lamps, and I have a magnifier, handheld magnifier as well to utilize. And it's very essential for me to be able to put on all of the necessary details, because most of the time I'm just doing things from memory.
From memory. Well, let's go back in your memory then. How did this all start? How vision impaired are you?
I'm what they have is called Stargardt disease. It's a scarring of the central part of the eye, and the doctors have said that I'm not supposed to be seeing it all, but it prevents you from having to see straight ahead. Peripheral vision is okay, but to see straight ahead, it's a challenge within itself. So what I do is I try to improvise through that by using magnifiers and any other aid that I can to see how to do my art.
When did it start? Were you?
Ever since birth. I was born this way. It's a type of disease that it stays the same regardless of how old you are. And it doesn't, I don't let it stop me. I just keep going, and I just refuse to allow it to set limitations on me.
Well, it doesn't stop you. I mean, a vision impaired from birth, but apparently an artist from birth as well. Tell me about what the passion that drives your art. Did you always want to create art?
Not exactly. I wanted to try to go into music, and I wanted to do sports, but neither one of those agreed to me. So one day I was just getting up trying to wonder what I wanted to do. I saw my mother begin to do painting, because she's an artist as well. And this was at the age of 10. And so once I saw her do a landscape painting, I decided I wanted to pursue art myself. And so I got a few drawings and a pen and paper and started doing a few cars and trucks, and then advanced on to buildings and space scenes, and advanced onto other items of interest. And before I know it, I was really involved in being a painter, and I loved it ever since.
Did you feel the passion from the start? I mean, I took an art class one time, and I drew an apple, and they never let me out of apples because apparently I can't draw. Yeah. So did you feel like you mastered, or did you just feel like you could go on?
You're always learning, and that's the key thing. The best thing about being an artist is that you get the chance to settle down and appreciate the surroundings. And not being able to see clearly doesn't prevent me from trying to have some type of imagination about what I want to portray on the canvas. If I can't see anything clearly, I'll try to improvise it the best way I can. It's like being a director of a movie. You want a particular scenery, and you can search and search, but you can't find the right scenery. So you improvise it. You build a set, and it's the same way with the art. I create a set on the canvas to convince the public this is how things should be or could be, and I go from there.
Well, you mentioned earlier that you also draw a lot from memory.
Correct.
Did you see better at one time, or
Never.
just the summation of all of your memories? You just put it all together.
I just put it all together. But I also do a little cheating too. I do have a camera. I go around the city and I take a few photographs, and I use those photographs every once in a while to try to do a complete new scenery. I do a few realistic paintings, but the majority of the time, when I do a painting, it's more of an inspirational type setting.
So it's reality through Michael's mind.
Correct.
I like that, because this one that I'm looking at the riverboat.
Correct.
The steamboat.
Yes.
Bountiful Toe.
That was a painting that I just thought of. I was entering a competition, which is the American Printing House for the Blind, that's based in Louisville, Kentucky. They have it every year. And I decided that I wanted to enter that painting. But before, the funny thing about that painting is that I had wanted to just do it all trees with the boat in the foreground. And something clicked inside and told me to go ahead and put the mountain in there with the waterfall. So I captured the waterfall with the mountain and submitted it. It won second place in 2010.
Wow.
There were a total of 300 plus artists, sight impaired artists. And the great thing about this competition, it encourages artists that are vision impaired or blind from all over the world to be part of that competition. And to enter it a second time was a great thing, and to win second place.
It's just amazing. Would you call this impressionism? It's there aren't any hard lines, but all of these soft smudgings come together
Correct.
to create buildings and boats and cars and waterfalls and sky. And now, if I did that, it would just look like a bunch of smudges on the paper.
Well, that's the problem with my eyesight, is that I try to improvise the best way I can, and
I think you see pretty well, I have to tell you.
Thank you.
Look, maybe
But
not out of your eyes, but into your paintings. It's just amazing. They're all very colorful. What do you feel about colors?
Color, to me, is just a portray of how you feel inside.
Well, you're a happy man.
I try to be. But the thing is that you also have to be in the mood to be creative.
Oh, well, yeah.
And if you're not in the mood to be creative, it's going to reflect in your painting.
It's
if you feel sad, it's going to be in your painting. If you feel happy, it's going to be there too.
Well, I am happy to say that with your vision as an artist, you have created an organization for sight-impaired artists. What is the name of that?
Correct. It's called the Memphis Association for Sight-Impaired Artists. We had our first meeting at the Center for Independent Living, where we officially named the organization. This is back in June the 29th, 2012. We cover a few basics as far as wanting to form Memphis's first ever competition for the sight-impaired artists. And we wanted to set the deadline sometime in March of next year. It was originally scheduled for October, but with our meetings being held every month, on the last Friday every month, we decided that that wouldn't be feasible, because we would have to have enough time to get the word out, as well as come up with the competition rules. And so we're working on that, and we're trying to have enough time where we can get the word out to the general public, because we want the general public to back this up. This is something that I do feel that the sight impaired would be encouraged to be a part of.
Michael, we're going to help you get the word out about it. This organization doesn't have the website up yet, but it will be very soon.
Correct.
So keep checking.
Correct.
And look at the phone number on the screen and call if you have any questions. Michael, thank you very much. I want you to come back when you have some more to report, because when you decide when this competition is going to be, we're going to get the word out, because I think this is this is absolutely pretty stuff. I really like it, and I think it's just a really great place for all kinds of people to go and discover their inner vision. Michael, thank you very much. You'll be back.
Thank you.
And we'll be back in a moment about Crafts Fair. Welcome back to Art Scene, where we find out all about new artists and new kinds of art, vision impaired artists. It just blows my mind. It's wonderful. On that note, we're going to an old standby, tried and true friend. The 40th anniversary of the Crafts Fair. Diane Thornton is with us. Diane is the chairman of the Pink Palace Crafts Fair this year. Welcome.
Thank you.
Have you ever been on the show before?
I'm afraid I have.
How soon we forget. So it's all on your shoulders this year.
You know, it is not on my shoulders. This is completely run by the Friends of the Pink Palace. We once started as a docent group, and now we are pretty much a main fundraising group for the
Big
Pink Palace
fundraiser.
family of museums, including Lichterman and soon to be Mallory Neely House again.
Hallelujah.
But we do indeed put on the biggest, best crafts fair in this area every year. This year it is October 12th, starting on a Friday and running through Sunday, October 14th at Audubon Park.
3 fabulous days of shopping, and I am out there every year, all day long, because it's just amazing. This is a very special piece. I don't know how well you can see it. It's got little copper men and little enamel bits, and it's totally amazing. I have a t-shirt behind it, so you can maybe see it a little bit better. There's all kinds of art, and these are artisan.
This is a juried show.
Juried show.
This is a juried show.
Which means not the popsicle stick crafts,
No.
which are absolutely excellent for the little kids.
That would be in the kids section.
Kids section does have the popsicle stick crafts, but all kind of real artists at the crafts fair, and you can get everything from little pieces to big pieces like this one. It's such an amazing, you just have to go and see this artist at the crafts fair. I just don't do it justice. It is so amazing. And on that note, there is a crafts fair t-shirt every year, right?
And you too can have your very own t-shirt if you would like to volunteer. You can follow through with the information that we have posted at the bottom of the page, and we will happily put you in touch with the volunteer coordinator. You can work 3 or 4 hour shift and get a great t-shirt and get into the fair and shop.
How big a deal is it, the 40th anniversary?
Well, 40 is fabulous. I don't know if you remember turning 40. Oh wait, you haven't turned 40 yet. I have.
29.
It's been a while ago. But it was fabulous, and it's just amazing the number of craftsmen that we have who have been with us for 40 years. 40 years of people coming, and you see their art changing every year, and it's not the same thing. You got to buy more. You have a collection. Everybody has favorites. If you've been there before, you can.
Coffee cups.
Rhonda
I
and
get a
I
new
are
coffee
famous
cup
for coffee cups.
every year at the crafts fair.
This was actually custom made for me by one of our artists because I said I needed a particular shape, and they made it.
That reflected your inner workings.
And they put it in the back, and they had it for me. I mean, you go there every year, they look for you. They're like, oh, here she comes again.
They recognize you, that's right.
They do. This is the Baughams. They've been with us 40 years. And
their stuff is just a religious experience.
Many
almost.
of the artists that we have are not local, and you can't find them any other place or any other time. So this is your moment, October 12th through October 14th. You're going to be there. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're going to come, you're going to let the kids do kids crafts, and you're going to grab a beer, and you're going to listen to the music, and you're going to have a great time.
The Pink Palace Crafts Fair was one of the first large crafts fairs. I mean, everybody's kind of used to it now, but 40 years ago, it wasn't a common occurrence.
It wasn't, and we were much smaller. There are some pictures that you might see running. I'm not sure where they're going to be, but the nice little pictures that we have of when we were on the grounds of the Pink Palace Crafts Fair, and we had the sorghum mill and the mule.
I actually went to it one time there, and I'm not from here, so I used to come to Memphis for the crafts fair before I ever moved here, and I did go to it. I think my first year. It was the last year that it was on the ground.
And we outgrew it. I mean, we were, a beginning
The story about
of
the
crafts
mule running
fair.
down Central Avenue.
Yes, people have fallen in love, met and fallen in love at the crafts fair. There's a wonderful story about that. I think we're going to put that in some of the publicity spots. I hooked up with an old high school friend. Did not even realize that they were coming. They were in my area in traditional crafts, and went to high school with them.
That's amazing.
It is a wonderful,
in 40 years,
big,
you're
small
going to run
world.
into a lot of people.
You
at the
are.
crafts fair.
A lot of people.
So it is a premier shopping event. What else can we shop for there? This little basket. I love
Pine needle,
that. Well, I love handmade stuff.
Long pine needle basket. That's by Peggy Helm.
This is just the trash that you have to sweep up or mulch with underneath your trees, and someone has made it into a very
It's
nice,
a native
functional
craft
basket.
that is being perpetuated by local artists, Peggy Helm. And we have a lot of demonstrating craftsmen. We have this fabulous scarf that
This feels wonderful.
That's because it's silk. The Memphis Hand Weavers Guild. I think that's right. Let me check my
Oh,
notes.
the Weavers Guild of Memphis.
The Guild of
Get it right.
Hand Loom Weavers.
Oh.
We'll let you sign up for a class, and you can
I
then
am
go
DYE dying
later,
to weave.
and all the materials are included. But you would not find these people if you didn't come to the crafts fair.
That's
and
right,
you're
unless
going
you
to
were
have
interested in weaving
decorative
already.
metal, you're going to have functional ceramics, you're going to have decorative ceramics. We have textile artists, fabulous hand-dyed silk jackets, and the milliner's going to be there again this year. We have, of course, lots of jewelry.
We have a man that makes fountain pens.
We do. I
love
happen to
fountain
have one, but I
pens.
didn't bring it. A wooden turned fountain pen from there. And
These are all like little works of art.
They're
and
one of a
whether you spend
kind.
a lot or a little, you're just walking out with something that someone thought about, labored over, crafted over, and it is yours. You're just walking around with a little work of art.
you will find nothing here made in China. No disparaging comments, but
Unless we have a Chinese craftsman.
we do not yet.
Nothing to
so,
say.
but everything
apply
here
next
is
year.
made by the artists, and they start with raw materials and create, and you are there buying something that, even if they have 2 or 3 of these, each one will be unique, and one will speak to you more than the other. And so we encourage you to go and look and ponder and sit down and eat something from our new culinary vendors. We're really encouraging local.
Because what's a crafts fair without food?
We've always had local food craftsmen, but we have culinary craftsmen who are there that you can purchase their products and take them home, and we also have vendors on site. And this year we're having Yolo and Eenies and Weenies, and there was somebody else that was new, Majestic Mushroom Gourmet Quesadillas.
Wow.
And of course we have the Crepe Maker coming back, and everybody has to have their Pronto Pup, so that's there too, and lemonade left and right, and beer.
Bella Cafe, the
Bella
coffee.
Cafe, yeah, you might want to have some sweets.
Totally amazing.
Yeah, so you can come early and have coffee and donuts. It's not a crafts fair without your donuts.
And those are made by the Friends of the Pink Palace.
Well, in conjunction with another group, and they really do the bulk of the work.
That's good.
Yes, there's
Friends
a
will take the
picture.
credit and they can do the work.
There's a picture of the guys lined up with their donut hats and aprons and stuff, and some of the pictures I brought.
And we say it every year, but if these are crafts fair donuts, they have no calories. Crafts fair is all about walking around and being out in the open sunshine with your family. And we've been talking about shopping, and there is shopping for everybody, every pocketbook. But because it is a big open event, it's always beautiful. You want to bring the family. There are things for kids to do too, right?
There are, and this year it appears that we're going to be having spin art again, which has been gone for a few years. And a lot of people like that.
That's about the only kind I can do.
Yeah, me too. And we have the train ride, and we have a bounce zone with a climbing wall and a slide. We have a new person doing that this year.
Kids love that climbing
Just
wall.
really nice when they've been walking with you, looking at all the art, and you can let them go spin off some energy. And And again, you can sit and eat and, you know, have a drink in the shade and enjoy. But we do have senior afternoon this year. It's going to be on Sunday, and it's sponsored by the Durham Foundation. Our presenting sponsor for the crafts fair itself is Bank of America. I couldn't do it without them. They're absolutely wonderful to us. Absolutely wonderful to us.
Good
local
community neighbor.
Yes, a good local supporter of the Friends of the Pink Palace Craft Fair. But senior afternoon is going to be from 12 to 3, Sunday, October 14th. And admission is $1. Free parking off Cherry Road. Now, we always have the $3 parking off Perkins.
Right.
But if you don't want to have your $3 in your hand ready to hand over faithfully to our good stewards of the parking area, then you can park off Cherry.
And there's a shuttle.
There is.
We have golf cart
shuttles.
So you don't have to walk. You can save your walking for the crafts fair.
Right. And
so Sunday afternoon, seniors get in for $1.
$1?
What's that age? Do you know?
55 plus, so we're not quite there, you and I.
55 plus, 29.
And
Catch me in 2 decades. If you can.
Right, 55 plus.
Okay, do we have the country kitchen again this year? Because,
of course we have the country kitchen.
You always go get those biscuits.
You have to. You have to start your day. Well, I start my day with a
They're
biscuit.
kind of a demonstrating craftsman.
They're absolutely a demonstrating craftsman of cooking on a wood-burning stove. And Lee and Kathy Druin sponsor that and just do a stunning job with the biscuits. And they have faithful volunteers who work with them every year. They wouldn't think of coming to the crafts fair without going to the country kitchen. And it's right there as you walk in, almost immediately ahead. So you can grab your local kind of, well, it's more of a culinary heritage. Just like the demonstrating craftsmen, they're really the heritage of this area. You're going to see people who are caning and doing weaving and
the broom maker.
The broom maker. I have a picture of the broom maker.
People that make the furniture.
The
lathe,
you can see,
yes, the lathe.
You can see it in action.
You've had glass artists before.
Yes, we have a lot of demonstrating craftsmen.
And people who just tatting. Somebody shows how to tat.
Yes,
There's
knitting.
There's yeah, these are all heritage crafts, but you find out, especially if you live to the ripe old age of 29, that you want to do other stuff. You get kind of restless. That's why I know I want to weave. I have one of those little pot holder makers, and I make pot holders. I give them away to everybody who comes to my house. And that's how I know I could weave.
Fun and functional.
But until the crafts fair, I did not know that there was a Weavers Guild, an organization that I could go to and actually learn how.
It is really nice.
So you take home more than just really fabulous artwork and gifts from the crafts fair. Speaking of taking home, you were talking about the food. There is food you can buy and consume there, but there are things that you can buy, like somebody makes banana nut bread or something, and you can purchase that and take it.
You know, that area is called culinary, and it's one of my little babies. We have a new vendor there with pecan, cashew, and sunflower seed brittle.
Oh my gosh.
We have fried pies, apple cider, apple butter from Anderson.
Oh, I always get the apple butter.
Yeah, okay. And Pinky's coming back with her jams and jellies and promises us that she will not run out this year, so you better go get yours first, just in case.
Here's the idea. Go buy one of those and then go learn how to, like, decorate the top of your own jar and put it in there, and you can tell everybody you made it and give it as a present.
Oh, Rhonda, you're so bad.
It's a learning experience.
Okay, it's a learning experience.
And that's all. Education is good.
There is. Speaking of education, we have school groups who come on Friday, and we have questionnaires for those kids. They are really good at engaging these children in the crafts fair with these questions, and they go to the demonstrating craftsmen and ask questions and can find out about how a craft works and where they get the raw materials. And
yeah, because where do children learn that now?
I don't.
mean, you know, and then, you know what, here's the thing, you learn a little bit at the crafts fair and then you go home and you Google it and they learn even more. So they're taking advantage of heritage crafts, new technology. And here again, it's all knowledge that they're going to take with them. We're just about out of time. We've got stuff for the kids to do. Shopping, 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 shopping. Talk about the entertainment a little bit. Because there's entertainment when you're sitting around.
There is, and this year on our entertainment stage, Kava Sitnik has taken over, and she is doing a fabulous job of getting all local talent with a lot of kids groups and some choral groups and a senior group. So you're gonna want to come out and see your kids and your aunts and your uncles and your friends perform. We have some local musicians always, very generous with their time. But that stage is back towards the back. Once you walk by and get your food and your drink, then you can sit down underneath the underneath the tent in the shade and listen to the music and watch the performers. Build up your strength and then go and go through all
Pace
the
yourself.
fabulous artists.
Shop, eat, shop, play, shop, eat, shop, play, shop,
Yes,
shop, shop.
yes, and make a day of it.
So give me the stats again, the days, the times.
It's October 12th through the 14th, Friday through Sunday. Our hours are generally 10 to 6, Sunday's a little shorter, 10 to 5. And the tickets are going to be $7 for adults, $5 for seniors, and $3 for children, unless you come on Senior Sunday when the Durham Foundation and Creative Aging, just Creative Aging, right? Yes.
Yes, Creative Aging.
That's just $1.
Okay, and we're almost out of time. I forgot, for the first year ever, you're also selling shopping bags.
We are, because you never know how many things you're going to walk out with.
You have to have the shopping bags and they don't rip or cut your hands.
Because we're all about recycle, renewable.
There you go. And you can use them over and over again for next year's crafts fair. Miss Diane, Pink Palace Crafts Fair, Friends of the Pink Palace, put that on every year. 40th anniversary. Get out there and enjoy it. Thank you so much for
fabulous
being with us.
40s. Thank you.
Shop.
If I ride, I will know the way the trees smell after the rain. I will grow a heart so strong that hospitals will take Tuesdays off. If I ride uphill, I will eventually get to ride downhill. That's how it works. If I ride, my breath will fill the air instead of smoke and car exhaust. If I ride, road rage will turn into laughter. And I won't be a boy or a girl. I will just be a rider. If I ride, I will be strong.
Take a clean breath of air. Shouldn't have a price tag on it.
Our river here is already contaminated with mercury.
My water was kind of yellow and it has a rusty smell.
My lungs are shot, my hands are numb.
The incidences of asthma and hospitalizations and respiratory problems.
All the children that are ending up in the emergency room not being able to breathe.
I'm tired of people in my church dying from all kinds of cancer.
And I just think that every day we're threatened.
You listen to your coughing child upstairs, you wonder, should I be living here?
You need to make the transition yesterday.
How many people's lives is it worth?
I'm sure there's stories just like ours all over this country. What we have to say is important, and our voice does matter.
Massive earthquake has rocked the city. West natural disaster. This region has ever witnessed.
When a disaster strikes, time is a killer. The UN Central Emergency Response Fund jumpstarts relief efforts, which saves lives.